Hey guys, welcome back to Bonita Lifestyle Podcast. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. Dudes, I am so excited. I don't know if you guys probably, if you don't follow me, you don't know. But recently, I was able to learn how to upload my podcast on Apple Podcasts and YouTube. I felt so proud of myself. Dude, since I started the podcasting thing, it's been hard. It's been hard, but fun at the same time because I'm learning something new and I enjoy it because I like it. So it's okay, how do I take the next step? I like to learn from other podcasters too. And I'm like, all right, what are they doing? How did they get there? Let me find out. So yeah, I'm excited. My podcast is also on Apple Podcasts and YouTube. Yay, finally. Yeah, so on today's episode, I want to do a little Q&A, a little funsy Q&A. I like these kind of episodes because it really helps you, it helps me to put life into perspective or get new perspectives of other people. I never thought about it like that. Maybe I could apply that into my life type of thing. So for the questions, I have a few. I have different topics on the Q&A. I have a few questions on personal growth and life perspective, relationships and dating, motherhood and single mom encouragement, and then just for fun, random scenarios. And yeah, so let's go through these questions, see what comes up, see what's good. So for the first question, and these are questions for you too. I'm answering if they're for me, but I feel like you guys too. What is your perspective in each question? So first question, what's the best advice you've ever received that changed your life? For me, honestly, growing up, I don't remember a good advice, because once I grew up, once I was an adult, I really started seeing how, because when you're a kid, you look at people your grown-ups around you, you think they're cool, you think they got their life together, and you see life is so easy, so then it makes you think I want to be a grown-up already. But then you grow up and you learn that they're not what you thought they were. It was just, when we're kids, we think, I guess we don't know any better. So we think they're cool, but once you learn they're not really cool, you're okay, wait a minute. So I really don't remember a good advice growing up. I feel growing up, but what I've learned from people around me is a lot of judging, a lot of criticizing, and I've never liked that. I'm why do humans do that? Why do people do this? So then you learn to kind of be like that, but then you don't want to be like that. So then when I started really learning how people are and what I actually learning what I like, it made me really think okay, I don't like to be like that. How can I be? I want to be who I am. I want to truly be who I am. Who am I, So then I remember, and it wasn't even somebody's advice. It was just something I heard that said that you are your own superhero. You are your own superhero, and only you can change your life if you want to be different. And I'm like, okay. So I'm like, that helped me so much to change my perspective in life. It helped me, to really take control of my life, because I guess unconsciously, like, I didn't realize how much I was looking, I guess, for validation from others, or like what step to take next in my life, like not really thinking for myself. And that really holds us back when we do that. So learning that you are your own superhero, that you're the one that has to take the actions to get to where you want to be, or be who you really truly want to be, regardless of how other people are, because we grew up, I feel like even the way I grew up, and I see it around me a lot, where like, I'm telling you, like, people really don't know how to see sometimes like the good. I feel like they're too judgy. I don't know. It is what it is. Everybody is how they are, and that's okay, I guess. But yeah, like, if you don't like that, and if you want to be different, you be your own superhero. You change for you. Like, don't try to change others just because you don't like the way they are, because you're basically, that's stressful. Like, trying to change somebody instead of, letting them be. The only thing that it is hard, like, that's easier said than done. But the only hard thing about that, I feel, is that, when it's somebody close to you, like, your partner, it could be a friend, it could be a family member. It's hard to not let it get to you when people are a certain way. But hey, only we could change ourselves. Only we have the power to us be different, So yeah, I kind of went a little crazy on that question. But yeah, the best advice I've ever received was to be my own superhero, and that no one is gonna come and save me, that I need to take action and responsibility for my life. That has been the best advice. And I don't remember where I heard it. It must have been a podcast. I'm telling you, I love podcasts. So it must have been in a podcast, and I took it like, for me, like, okay, that's a good advice to receive. And that really hit me when I heard that, because I was like, wait, I am in control of my life. I have to, change if I want to be different, or if I want to accomplish things. I'm the one that's supposed to take the actions. But yeah, so yeah. Next question. If you could send a message to your younger self, what would it be? I love this question. Because growing up, I struggled a lot with self-worth. I always felt not worthy of love, not worthy of having like something pretty, not worthy of being treated right. And that really sucks, because when we have that mentality, like, we attract experiences and people that will reflect that to us. We struggle in romantic relationships, because of our self-worth. We struggle in, even friendships, even, wanting to accomplish something in life. When you feel not worthy, all those things like bleed into all those areas in your life, and it fucking sucks. It really, really sucks. Sorry for my cussing. It just came out. But yeah, like, self-worth, like, man, has that been like a real game changer in my life, to realize my self-worth And when I came into that realization of my self-worth, I really had to go down that journey of meeting people and experiencing like real deep heartbreak from a romantic relationship to really stand up for myself and never ever tolerate that. Never, raise my standards, because I didn't realize, because of my self-worth, I had no standards. I would let people walk all over me, and that was in every area, like friendships, romantic relationships, in family. And it fucking sucks. It's like so fucking draining. But then once, like, and those things, dude, like those things have to happen for you to fucking realize you are worthy. Like, you do not have to tolerate something you're not okay with. Like, that has been, that was a struggle for me growing up. But what I would tell my younger self is that you are worthy. I would tell my younger self that. I'll be like, Alma, you are worthy, no matter what people say, no matter what people think of you. You are worthy. Keep going. Keep dreaming big. Don't shrink yourself for anybody or anything. Yes. Next question. What's a small habit that made a big difference in your life? A small habit for me that changed my life is doing self-affirmations every morning. I have kept that habit for the last, I'd say, 4 years. Four, like going on, like 4 years. Because I remember like starting these self-affirmations back in 2020. I remember doing these self-affirmations, like I am loved, I am worthy, I am, and it takes a lot of work, like to really believe those things. Because I remember when I first started like these self-affirmations and stuff, at the beginning, like, you don't believe them, because like your mind you have it so programmed to not believe in yourself, to feel unworthy, to not think big, to not think better, that it does take a while. I feel like now, like, I feel like barely, like I don't know, like, it has helped me a lot though, like, but I could say that it took me a while to really believe it and feel it, But yeah, like, one thing I will never stop doing is that habit of doing my self-affirmations every morning and throughout the day. Like, I like to like reaffirm myself throughout the day, especially like if, like something happens that makes you feel bad or whatever. Like, I like to reaffirm myself, like, you know what, like, this sucks, but you're strong, you are capable, and you are loved. And like, I reaffirm myself whatever I'm going through. Like, if I'm feeling sad or angry at something, like, I do let myself feel my emotions now, but I do reaffirm myself whatever I need to do or say, But yeah, on the next topic, relationships and dating. What's a green flag in a partner that people overlook? A green flag. For me, I would think a green flag that people overlook. I don't know, like, I feel like a green flag that people overlook. Like, what do you guys think? Like, what's a green flag that you probably like notice that maybe other people overlook? I'm thinking for me, like somebody, like a person that treats other people like good and that are respectful. I feel like that's like a super great green flag that people overlook, because when you see a person that is respectful, kind of others, like I feel like some people don't see that green flag and they end up going for the people that aren't really respectful. Like if you come across a person that is, you know, super judgmental of others and not kind, not respectful, if you ignore that red flag, because that's a red flag, if you ignore that red flag, you're in for a major heartbreak, because they're gonna do the same back to you. So like paying attention to those red flags, but not overlooking the green flags is really important. And I remember myself overlooking the green flags. I'm like, man, that's why I had like some fucked up ass relationships. And yes, that's why I'm single right now, because I'm like, I better get my shit straight before I attract like any. I'm not gonna, like, now, like I have my standards and I know what I want and what I like in a person, and I'm like, I'm never settling for nothing less than what I want, and I'm not ignoring the green flags, and I'm not ignoring the red flags either. So yes, guys, pay attention to that. Next question. What's a hilarious or embarrassing first date story? A hilarious or embarrassing first date story. Man. For me, I would say, I mean, what's one for you guys? What's been an embarrassing or hilarious moment in the date? I think for me, like, because I feel like the most embarrassing thing for me is when you have to either fart or you have to poop and you're in a date. It's like, oh hell no, you have to wait till you get home and going through all that discomfort, like, oh snaps, like you gotta fart. I feel like that's one of the most embarrassing moments to go through, like, and I've been through those moments where I'm like, I shouldn't have ate that because now I'm gassy and I can't let it out. Oh hell no. Yeah, that's been one of my hilarious plus embarrassing moments. All right, next question. If your love life had a theme song, what would it be? If your love life had a theme song, what would it be? I can't think of that one. I can't think of a song. Honestly, I'm not, like, I like music, but like I can never really remember like the titles or who even. I mean, if I know the singer, I probably know the song, but not the name of the song. I don't know. We're gonna skip that one for me, but you guys could think of that for you guys. What is? No, if your love life had a theme song, what would it be? Okay, so for the next topic, motherhood and single mom encouragement. Okay, so What's the funniest thing your child has ever said to you? The funniest thing, but it also irks me. Well, not really irks me. I think it's funny. I mean, it only irks me if they say it in public. When they tell me bruh, like they'll be like bruh, this or that, and I'm like, excuse me. Like if I'm in public, I get embarrassed because I'm like, oh, what are they gonna think? Like, but I mean, I know I shouldn't care, but it does feel embarrassing sometimes. I'm like, excuse me, I ain't your bra, your bra. I ain't your bruh. I'm your mom. Okay, get it straight. Yeah, but for me, it would be that. And then, what's one mom hack you swear by? Mom hack. What's one mom hack you swear by? I don't know about hack, but I would just say communication, like really communicating. Learning to communicate with our kids is key for their mental health, honestly, and for them to feel confident and secure with us as their parents. Because like I notice a lot of parents are like that, like they don't know how to communicate, and like each kid has their own style of communication too. So learning how your child communicates, and I feel like that's very important, and I would say that's my mom hack. Communication. Learn your kids' communication style. Next question. What's the most rewarding and challenging part of a single motherhood? Yeah. That's okay. What's the most rewarding and challenging part of single motherhood? Okay, so the most rewarding part of single motherhood is that I feel like if you're the parent that has like a good head on their shoulders, then you're confident that based on your advice, based on how you talk to them, that your kids are gonna turn out, great adults. So I feel like for me, that's been my rewarding side of being a mom, because I do feel like I'm more of like giving my kids advice, wanting to talk to them and stuff like that. Maybe I feel like when they were younger, like I wasn't so much of like a good mom. Like I tried, but I guess like based on how I was raised, I didn't realize I was also projecting, things that I shouldn't have, like my fears or my insecurities, always yelling at them, trying to control them instead of learning how to communicate with them. But then as the years passed by and stuff, like I started learning like, okay, this is not how I want to raise them. This is how I want to raise them. And how do I, implement this and take action? And I remember one teacher told me one time, a school teacher, he was like, the change starts with you, right? If you want your kids to succeed, if you want your kids to be better humans. And I'm like, shit. Like, I was like, yeah, that's true. Sorry for my language again, but it comes out. But yeah, I'm like, that's true. And then the challenging part of single motherhood, the most challenging part was when they were smaller, and that I had to like put them in daycares or have them, like take them to the babysitter. That was one of the most challenging parts of being a single mom, because it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking when you're leaving them with somebody that you don't know if they're gonna treat them right. You don't know if they even feel safe or good there, and it's that broke my heart every time, because sometimes I had to like change babysitters, and it was sad. It was sad to see them having to get used to another person and stuff like that. So yeah, that's been the most challenging part of being a single mom. And because also I had to like think of those things and look for those things, like the other parent wasn't like, oh, like maybe this person could, help, or let me help, let me take them sometimes, and then it was always me. So it was challenging. It was pretty challenging, but they're older now and they're good. It was hard growing up for them, but they're good. And then next question. And then just for fun and random scenarios, if you had to be stuck in a movie for 24 hours, which one would you choose? If I had to choose a movie, I would choose any movie with The Rock, because I love that man. I've always had a crush on The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. He's so hot. But what movie though? What movie? Because he always comes out as like a hero man. Man, probably I would choose, well, I think one of the Jumanji movies. But then I don't know who kisses him there. I don't know. But if I would be stuck for 24 hours in a movie, it would be probably Jumanji. Okay. Next question. What's a weird or unpopular opinion you stand by? What's a weird or unpopular opinion you stand by? I don't know. What do you guys think about that one? What is it for you guys? Let me think. For me, what's a weird or unpopular opinion you stand by? I'm gonna have to come back to that one. I don't really know. Okay, next question. If you could switch lives with anyone for a day, who would it be and why? Okay, that's a cool one. If I could switch my life to be somebody else for a day, I would switch lives like with a millionaire, because I would like to see like how a day in a millionaire's life is. I mean, some millionaires could be, casual. I think, they're not like too into like, I don't know. I'm just like, I don't even know why I'm saying this. I don't even know a millionaire that's like that. Well, yeah, I would switch a day to be in a millionaire's life, to see what they eat, what they wear, what do they do, like in a day, what do they do, what's their mindset, what are their practices to be where they're at, because I feel like since everything is mindset, I'm like, what do you do in a whole day? What are your thoughts? What is going on there? So yeah, I would switch my life for a day with a millionaire. And then let's see. But then also there's a millionaires. I mean, it just depends. There's people that, like they say, like when they make a lot of money, they're more assholes. They like money amplifies more of who they really are. And me, like, I feel like if I was a millionaire, like I would love to give. I would like to help. I would like, that would amplify more of me in that area. Because I feel like, but even there's people that don't have a lot and they still like to give. I mean, it doesn't have to be like money, I guess. Like, I like to give a smile or a compliment. I like to do things like that. I feel like that's part of giving. It doesn't have to be material or, money stuff. But yeah. Okay, next question. What's one question you wish people would ask you more often? Oh, that's a good one. What's one question you wish people would ask you more often? What do you guys think about that one? What is something you guys wish they would ask you more often? Dang. You know what? Like for me, I feel like I wish they would ask me more often, like, oh man, I was gonna say one thing, but I don't know. Let's see. What's one question you wish people would ask you more often? I was gonna say like people like to ask me how I am, but they do, like when I'm at work, they're like, oh, how are you today, or this. But in my family, like we don't really ask those questions. I feel like we should practice, like within our families, asking questions like that more often, like, oh, how are you, how has your week been, or like if you see them like struggling or a little bit quiet, like, oh, like, are you good, like, can I help you in any way, like try to cheer them up. Because sometimes I feel like they bypass how you feel. Sometimes that happens, like they they ignore how you probably are handling your day, even though like you're probably not having a good day. And I feel like when they do that, like people that like when they do that, I feel like it has to do with themselves more than like yourself. Because like if you have somebody, like it could be your partner, anybody in your family, when they don't know how to do that for you, is because they don't know how to do that for themselves. Because I feel like a person that is like, that has a good head on their shoulders, that they're caring of themselves, they know how to care more for other people. I really see it that way, but everybody's different. But I really do believe that how you are with yourself, how you take care of yourself, you're gonna reflect that on other people. You'll be able to see, oh, like if they're not all there, maybe like offer an encouraging word, like without asking them, oh, like how are you, or like without asking questions of like why they look not too good. Because sometimes maybe like we don't want to be intrusive, or I don't know, but I feel like maybe just doing like a nice thing for that person. It could be a friend, it could be a family member, right? Like if we see them like maybe struggling, offer a fun gesture. Gesture or gesture? Man, my Mexican accent be popping sometimes. It's all good. It's all good. Okay. Next question. What's a topic you're dying to cover on the podcast but haven't yet? Oh, that's my question. That was for me. My bad. Okay. What's a topic you're dying to cover on the podcast but haven't yet? Okay. I've been wanting to talk about... I've been dying... But I'm embarrassed though. But I've been dying to talk about my struggles or how I found my worth. Well, I kind of talked about it earlier when I was talking about the self-worth stuff. How I had to enter a super ugly, toxic relationship to realize my worth. I had to go so deep in that hole to realize my worth and stand up for myself. So that's one topic I've been wanting to talk about on the podcast. Maybe not full details, but really talk about it. Like what happened to me, to get to the point of how I am now, to recognize my worth, to raise my standards, set boundaries, and all that good stuff. I really want to talk about that. I feel like it would help a lot of you guys to know that you guys are worthy and you guys do not have to settle for nothing less than you deserve. Because I see a lot of people struggling in romantic relationships where I'm I wish I could tell them but these conversations I overhear, and I can't just go in there and be like, girl, talk to her about it. No, it's but I do. But this is why I like having a podcast, because I could talk about it here, and whoever needs to hear it, I hope they hear it and take my advice. That's why I really want to talk about that story, because dudes, if you're in a bad relationship, know that you do not you have a choice to not be there, but you're choosing to be there, to struggle, raise your standards, know your worth. If you're in that hole, please know your worth. If you feel and see that relationship has no future, don't try to change that person, because they're not that. We could only change ourselves. We could only better ourselves. And if we encourage others to do the same, good. If we encourage, if you have a partner that's like that and they really want to change, then good. But man, that is really, really hard. I feel yeah. But that's why I really want to talk about that topic about toxic relationships, romantic relationships. Because there's toxic relationships even in family. I see certain families have toxic relationships like that, and it's sad. It sucks, because I'm man, hurt people do hurt people, and it's what happened to you to be like this? You could change. I like to I wish I could tell them in their face when I see people like that, but obviously we can't. We can't just go up to people and be like, you could change. You don't have to be an asshole. No, But yeah. Last question of the Q&A. If you could have any celebrity guest. Oh, that's for me too. That was questions for me, for the podcast people. If you could have any celebrity guest, who would it be and what would you ask them? Dang, if I could have a celebrity guest, okay, I would want to have... Okay, if it was a girl celebrity, I would want to have Jennifer Lopez. I used to love her movies and like also seeing her how she has struggled as, like, I don't know, I feel like she has struggled like staying in a relationship. I don't know like what it is, but I would like to ask her those questions about what has been her struggle to stay in romantic relationships. Like why does she, like, why don't they last? Or like, what does she think, like, that she has done or haven't done to have a healthy relationship? Because I feel like her relationships, like, haven't been like the best. Like you could see her like, and I feel like, and I kind of relate to her. That's why, like, I feel like I would love to ask her these questions about, like, what, like, how does she feel like, and like, does she feel valuable and worthy to be with the person she likes? Because I don't know, like, even her last relationship, they didn't last. And I'm like, I wonder what it is, like, because I feel like it has to do with you. Like, if you keep attracting wounded people and they don't, love you back the way maybe you want to, is because you're probably not loving yourself the way you should, or like you have super low standards to keep attracting people like that. Like, I wonder, I don't know. I feel like it's like, I would love to have her to ask her those questions. But then if it was a guy, a celebrity person to have on my podcast as a guest, I would want I would love to have Rauw Alejandro, the reggaeton artist. I feel like asking him, because I seen like podcasts of him, like of how he became famous and how he, like, his journey to become famous and all the hard work. And I hear him, like, the way he talks and the mindset he had to get to where he is. I like the advice he shares towards, how he accomplished his dreams and how discipline is so important, how being consistent, like, that's one of the major things that I see a lot of, like, people, like famous people that they always say, like, consistency. Anything you want to grow, anything you want to get better at, it could be working out, it could be, a podcast, it could be a business, like, consistency. Anything requires consistency. So yeah, I would have him. But all right, guys, well, hopefully you enjoyed this podcast and think of these questions for you guys. Like, what do you think? Like, hopefully it helped you to change your perspective in some way with my crazy stories. And one day, I don't know when, but I do want to talk about my toxic relationship that made me see my worth. I feel like it would help a lot of you guys to not tolerate. If you're in a ugly relationship, it would help you to know that you have, you have choices, and start with choosing yourself. Yes. Start with choosing yourself. That's my advice for today. Choose yourself. Put yourself first. Work on yourself. Something we have to do always and forever. Self-work is the work. All right, guys. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. Until next time. Bye. Have a good one.